Many of you are going to set up new LLCs this year, which is freaking awesome, but many of you are going to make some mistakes. I hope I get this video to you before you set up an LLC to avoid some mistakes. I put them in a randomized order, so we're just going to go through this, and I want you to bear with me here. The mistake that I want you to avoid is setting up an LLC in the wrong state. When you go into business, most of the time that you're going into business, you're either going to be selling products or you're going to be providing services. And the LLC should most of the time be set up in the state that you live in. Because if you're in a state where you're domiciled, which means you're just spending 6 months and 1 day out of the year there, that state is going to tax you regardless of where your business is. So even though I may have an online store and I'm selling all throughout the United States, I'm in California and I'm going to pay California state taxes. Or if I'm in Arizona, I'm going to pay Arizona state taxes if I live in California or if I live in Arizona. So 9 times out of 10, most business owners should just have an LLC in the state that they reside in. Now, on the other side of the table, I want to make sure I talk about real estate. As you guys know, I'm an avid real estate investor, big fan of real estate myself. If you're going into real estate, you're going to want to have your real estate properties in the LLC, but you want the LLC in the state that you bought your real estate property, because that's where the business is going and that's where the business is flowing. So if you have real estate, this is the time in which we will set up the LLC in the state in which you have your assets. Now, mistake that I see a lot of business owners making, number 2, is using their own address. It is super duper scary to think that someone would look up my business one day and then see my home address and then go on Redfin or Zillow or Trulia and be able to get into my living room and see my entire house where I live. That would be a nightmare. It would be scary, especially since I'm on YouTube. But maybe you're not on YouTube. Maybe you have a doctor's practice or you're a lawyer and you don't want someone to know your home address. I would encourage you to buy a virtual address. You can go online and get a virtual address for less than $100, and that is going to protect you and your business online. I cannot explain to you how many clients that I've onboarded into my company and we're on the call on Zoom. And the next thing you know, I share my screen and I'm showing them on Zillow or Trulia what their house looks like. And they're like, dude, what's going on? How did you get my house? And I'm like, because you gave me the name of your LLC. And guess what? Your LLC's address is online. Unless you set up your LLC in a state that does not require members' names and addresses to be listed, your LLC is going to have your primary address associated to it. And I can't have that happen. I would encourage you to buy a virtual address. You know what else I would encourage you to do? I would encourage you to open QuickBooks Online, QBO, that's my acronym there, in the same day as your bank accounts open for your new business. And I want you to start getting into the habit of doing this, because at the end of the day, in order to work with an accounting company like mine or any other professional accounting company, we don't take bank statements. We're not going to go through your bank statements and categorize your expenses for you unless you specifically paid an accounting company to do the accounting. You should be doing your accounting in real time. If the month is June, your accounting should already be done through May because you're in the month of June. You should not be waiting until the end of the year and saying, okay, I should go buy QuickBooks and then turn it over to some bookkeeper or an accountant to then categorize everything. That is poor planning for your business. And it's really hard to make financial decisions as a business owner when your accounting is behind. Could you imagine being in the months of November and you're trying to figure out how to reduce your taxes, but you've only done bookkeeping for the month of January and February? How is a tax strategist like myself supposed to come into your situation with 8 weeks left in the year and figure out how to reduce your tax bill? It's just not going to happen. So I would encourage you to open QuickBooks Online the same day that you open up your bank accounts. Now, to keep this thing going, I want you to leave your name off of your LLC. Guys, there are so many business owners that go into business and then regret the fact that they decided to put their name attached to their LLCs. I even have business owners that sometimes will choose abstract names that doesn't even align with what they're doing. We had this one client come in and he wanted to name his marketing company Xerxes. And I was like, wasn't that from the movie 300? And he's like, yeah, he's my favorite character. And I'm like, well, sir, what does Xerxes have to do with marketing? And he's like, well, it more or less has to do with my spirit that I'm going to bring into marketing. I was like, listen, as a customer, I don't care about your spirit. I care about what are you going to be able to do for me on the marketing side. And I don't know what your business does when I see it or read it on google.com. So if you're going into business, I would highly encourage you to, one, leave your name off your business. People don't care about your name as much as you think they do. Unless you're a doctor or a lawyer and you're going to have your own practice, sure, then you can set up your LLP, a limited liability partnership with you and your partner, or have your practice in your name since it's going to be domiciled in that particular state. But for 99% of business owners, we have businesses that are going to hopefully be ran without us, or at least that's what the intention is. And we want to be able to scale our companies and do so while keeping our name and information off of the radar. Keep your name off of your LLC and choose a name for your business that is direct to exactly what you're servicing. One of my clients, his name is Eddie. His company's name is Bad Marketing. He runs one of the top marketing agencies, right? So I love that name. It's creative. It says marketing in it. Instead of saying good marketing, it's bad marketing. It makes you question, what type of marketing agency is this? I would encourage you to get creative as you're choosing the name of your LLC. And last but not least, if you're going into partnership with someone, which is completely fine if you decide that you want to partner with someone and going into business, I would highly encourage that you have a lawyer create an operational agreement before you start making money. The issue that comes up when I get with partners is one person wants to take money out of the business and there was a verbal agreement over dinner at El Torito that you guys weren't going to take any money out of the company. Well, now that the company has a couple $100 in it or a couple $100,000 in it, one of the partners wants to take money out of the business. But wait a second. Was this written in your operating agreement when you guys were going to take distributions? Or what happens when one of your partners in the company goes through a divorce and now the wife wants 50% of everything? What happens with the business if we haven't discussed that in our operating agreement? Maybe one of you guys wants to leave the company. Maybe one of you guys wants to buy the other member out of the company. A buy-sell agreement. These things can all be determined before you even get into business. And to be honest with you guys, this is how you run a successful business. By having a tax professional that is on your team, that's guiding you through the steps of the process of running a successful business, can be the difference between your business taking off and falling flat on its face and your business soaring into the sky, helping millions and millions of Americans across the world. Guys, listen, my name is Karlton Dennis. Thank you, all of you guys who have ever watched any of my YouTube videos. I put this video out there to help new LLC owners, but if you're an existing LLC owner or an S corporation owner, and you're looking for advanced tax strategies, I would highly encourage that you visit some of the links that we have below, schedule a complimentary consultation with my team, and see what we can do to help you structure your LLCs better. You guys don't know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video, and I'll see you on the next one.